And I think we're good to go to our next speaker. So we'll move from New Jersey and we'll go down to Texas. We'll welcome Jennifer to the stage. Hey, Jennifer.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm good. This has been great.
Yeah, no, it's been amazing. 3 great speakers. We're on to a 4th great speaker here with Jennifer. Like I said to those guys, the stage is yours, Jennifer. You got 15 minutes to show the world how you're using Wakelet. And if you need anything, I'll be in the background.
Okay, great. So I will share my screen. I did send a link to a quick Wakelet with all of the resources.
Amazing.
Okay, so I shared a link to this Wakelet, and this just has, if you've heard of North Texas lately, it's probably because of all the storms that have gone through. So a lot is happening down here with the weather. So that's why the image there. I used Microsoft Designer to help do that. I gave a quick link to all of the Wakelets that I'm going to be using as I talk. A quick link to some articles on Edutopia, a quick link to my Twitter. So hopefully a lot of us can connect that way through our PLN. And then also my email is listed there. So I'm going to go through some Wakelets that I've put together, and all of these are around professional development. I feel like that Wakelet is an amazing resource to work with PD in a lot of different ways. So the first one I've got is all about Art of Gathering. This is a book by Priya Parker, and it talks about how we gather and how we gather well. So some highlights from the book, I put this in a column Wakelet so that I could give you all about Art of Gathering. There's some summaries of it. There's some connections to the author. And then one of Priya Parker's big platforms is the purpose. So when you're planning PD, what is the purpose? What do you want people to walk away talking about? And to really focus on that. So it goes along with your backwards design, all of those types of things that we've been doing a long time, but making sure that you really focus in on the reason that you're gathering and making sure everything you do is around that purpose. The other thing she talks about is priming people well before they get to the gathering. What is it that they need to know so that they are comfortable walking in and that they know fully well what the gathering is going to include? So I've given a couple of examples. One is from my friend Catherine Lester. She did a priming email she was coming to my district to present to us. And what I love about this is she speaks to what we're going to do in our time together so that I know fully well what I'm going to be walking into and spending my time doing. I gave another link to, this is just a quick video. We don't have to watch it, but it's something we just sent our participants for a summer PD that we were doing. And it was just a quick video, just a quick welcome to say, here's where all the details are going to be. Here, the links are coming via email so that if they had any questions, hopefully we answered them in that email. And we did several priming pieces, but that was the way that we began. And it was really just a 1-minute video telling them how excited we were that they were joining our gathering. Another piece of Priya Parker's work is excluding well. I think a lot of times when we are doing professional development and we're trying to get as much done in the smallest amount of time possible, because there's never enough time to do all the things, but we pack a lot of people into a professional development, and the real purpose may only meet part of the needs sitting in the room. So making sure that we invite the group that's really going to benefit from the information. So she talks about excluding well. And then she also goes into part of her book is talking about closing well. So this is something that we've been using this summer. We created just a little acronym, but instead of everybody packing up and leaving the room before we've really closed the professional development, closed the gathering, that we really talk through some of those things. So what are the things that you just learned? How did that empower you? What do you want to continue doing? And then harvesting, this is our action planning. So maybe you put a date on your calendar a month from now to revisit this information and begin to implement and work with it. But really putting the action in the participants' hands of what they're going to do with that information that they now have. So that is Priya Parker. And if you've not read that book, I highly recommend, but it's really changed the way that I plan professional development. And that was a recommendation from my friend, Catherine. So I'm thrilled that she connected me to that book a long time ago. Building a teacher brand. This is a course that a teammate and I offered over the summer. And what we did is we built it in Canvas in an LMS. And so every section in the LMS, we made that a column on our Wakelet. So every resource that we included in our in that section, we also put in a Wakelet. And this is so that they could share it further, that they can revisit it later. But when they came back to it, they didn't have to, find it or dig through the LMS for that specific piece. All of the media, the articles, the videos, we included those in section by section is how we lined it up. Another option, we in our district, we're not able to have a YouTube channel. So we used Wakelet to house all of our instructional technology videos. So all of our how-to kinds of things or instructional pieces we wanted teachers to know, staff to know. And we, again, labeled those by categories. So hopefully it was fairly easy to find. But if we were working with the flat panels or document camera, they can go to that column and they can find different instructional videos that we've designed to help them, kind of like maybe they can't connect with us until the next day. This would be a go-to source that they could come and do a little bit of learning prior to meeting with us. So just another option with professional development where it's not always coming straight from us, but we're able to get some how-to videos out to teachers. Another piece of professional development, I think, is always your PD library or reading to gain knowledge. And so this is just a collection of all types of professional development books, the different articles that talks about them, different books I've read, but a place that we can house this. So if someone says, hey, what would you recommend? I've got a go-to place that I can quickly get all of that. Richardson High School in the Dallas Metroplex. I love how they include it. This is just their library. So this they sent out. And so teachers know exactly what books they could check out from the coaching group. And it's just a really great, I love how she did just the book covers. And so they can either get those on their own or they can go to the coaches and get those books. So Lauren Hawkins did that and I love it. And that's just a lot of different information all in one place. And then the last one that I wanted to share was a listen and learn. So all professional development does not have to be a sit and get type workshop or lesson. This is where they can listen to podcasts. And you could do it lots of different ways. You could have all of the participants listen to the same podcast and they can do a little a walk and listen, and then everybody come back and do a discussion. So you could all listen to the same podcast. You could have them listen on a specific topic and give them choices. So for example, maybe leadership. So maybe everybody goes and they pick a podcast about leadership from your collection, and they all come back with new information to share and to talk about. So you still have that common knowledge to all discuss and grow from, but everybody got it in a little bit of a different way. The other thing is this could just be one of my friends, Morgan Crowder, did this for her district's a district-wide conference. And so instead of only conference breakout sessions, she had a spot where they could come and listen to a podcast and fill out a little bit of a reflection and talk about what they learned that way. So it's a great way to break up the sit and get type of learning with a little something different. So I'm going to stop sharing there. And that was quick, but I just had those to share. And so just a variety of ways that you could use Wakelet in professional development and learning with your teachers.
Yeah, no, that was incredible, Jennifer. Thank you so much for sharing. I love that idea from the library in Richardson. I thought that was amazing. And I've not really seen it with the book covers before. I've seen like links out to books, but having the images there was very good idea. Easy to find.
Yes, that's why I borrowed it from
Yeah.
Lauren. It was a really great thing. And that's a great way just to promote specific ones. You could definitely categorize it as well so that if you're wanting leadership books, you have them all in a category. But a great way that they could quickly just get a visual and figure out what they wanted to tackle next.
Mhm. Yeah, I love that. And I also loved the idea of obviously not being able to have a YouTube channel, but having the YouTube videos inside that collection is very, very handy. And maybe that's a tip that other people can use if their schools don't allow YouTube channels too. I suppose it's having that like unlisted link. Is that what helped with Wakelet, having those YouTube videos in there?
It does. And sometimes I noticed at first I was a little upset. Like I thought, oh, YouTube would be the best option. We just have a collection. However, a lot of times when they were going to YouTube, they would watch 5 other videos of somebody else, and the content would become a little convoluted because they watch something that doesn't apply to our district. And so this way they are getting exactly how it works in our buildings, like the way we've set it up. So it's not just a little more streamlined. And we liked, to be able to send out an individual video
Mhm.
that way, but also a whole collection. If you're looking at flat panel, here's a whole bunch of things you can learn quickly.
Yeah, yeah, and that's very handy. I know even myself, I'll end up down a YouTube rabbit hole sometimes. If there's videos available, students and teachers alike will just go clicking and searching. So, yeah, I like
Right,
that.
right.
Love it. Well, Jennifer, thank you so much for sharing that. Please do drop your handles for social if people want to get in touch with you, and of course, we dropped your resources into the chat as well, so people can get a hold of them. But again, thank you very much for joining us and sharing those quick tips.
All right. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Bye bye.